Welcome to Facts TV News, where everything is true. Children 12 years and younger can now access free healthcare at University Hospital. The Ministry of Health and Wellness announced on Sunday that effective immediately, parents of children aged 12 and younger can access free medical care at the University Hospital of the West Indies. This arrangement, the ministry said, is in response to the increase in various illnesses and the resulting overcrowding at the Bustamante Hospital for Children, which is usually seen this time of year. Children and the elderly are among the most vulnerable groups, especially at this time, as the flu and gastroenteritis season intensifies, the ministry said in a statement. The ministry is also issuing a reminder that only paracetamol should be taken in the event of illness and to visit the nearest health center if symptoms do not improve. Businessman folds phone robbers in corporate area. A businessman who is also a licensed firearm holder helped to fold a robbery in the intersection of the Mount View and Sutton Terrace in St. Andrew on Saturday afternoon. Reports are that the businessman saw a robbery being committed by two men at the intersection and intervened. The men robbed the victim of a phone and ran, and the licensed firearm holder gave chase. Another businessman soon joined the chase and found the men hiding in a gully. After they were apprehended and handed over to the police, the men were found in the possession of several phones. The Jamaica Constabulary Force Communications Unit confirmed that the stadium police had two alleged robbers in custody. The police theorized that the men were on a robbery spree as they have several phones in their possession. One of the two men in custody is known to be a well-known criminal who hails from the community of Rockford in East Kingston. Formal charges will be laid once the police investigations are completed. 14-year-old girl attempts suicide after being touched by a cousin. The cousin of a 14-year-old girl is being sought by police after she reportedly that he touched her a year ago, causing her to attempt suicide recently. Police said the teen overdosed on pills last month, more than a year after the family member allegedly assaulted her. Reports reaching reporters are that in July 2021, the child, who was 13 at the time, went to stay with her grandmother for a few days. While there one day, her cousin reportedly touched her breast and vagina. Later that night, it is reported that he held her down on the bed. However, she managed to fight him off. Police said last month that the child took pills to overdose and was admitted to hospital. Upon being questioned, she revealed that she was sexually touched by her cousin and took the pills because she has been having flashbacks of the incident. A report was made to the police, after which the child was referred to the victim support unit for counseling. The cousin is being sought for sexual touching. The age of the male cousin is not known at this time. DPP Paula Llewellyn says justice can only be administered when society works as one unit.
Let me tell you something, ladies and gentlemen. I was in Westmoreland prosecuting a case where a 13-year-old boy had murdered, strangled, buggered a 9-year-old girl. And I remember over dinner, Mr. Paul Thomas called me to tell me about the Coca Peace case. So while I'm eating my dinner, I'm hearing about it. I didn't flinch. I said, when you get him, let me know. By the next day, he was able to tell me about the shorts and the knife that had been found. And later on in the evening, he said, Miss Llewellyn, we got him. By the next day, Miss Llewellyn, could we have a deputy to do a case consultation? He got it. And by the following week, the Monday, the deputy was able to say, Miss Llewellyn, we are ready. I exercised my constitutional authority. We brought it straight to the Home Circuit Court, and I instructed that the death penalty notice be executed, and it was done. You know what I did? I don't listen to the news. I am not on social media. I just do my job, and I don't look left or right. And by the time that the forensic psychiatric report had come in, he pleaded guilty a couple of days before the funeral. Seldom have I seen a case where the administration of justice, in that the community action and cooperation, the police investigation, which was first class, the prosecutors, and indeed the defense attorney did her part, the forensic psychiatrist, and then the judge in his sentencing summation. We all worked together, and by the end of 4 months from the day of the incident, we were able to close that matter down.
Major General Anthony Anderson presents his speech at the JCF Saluting Our Heroes Award ceremony.
Indeed, it's a proud moment for me, as I'm sure it's a proud moment for everyone who's here. This has been a good day, really good day. And to fet our officers in this way matters. And so, Chairman, Honorable Lascelles Chin, thank you very much for this. You know, after 22 years of doing something, sometimes you think that fatigue would set in, but it obviously hasn't. And your desire to recognize our work is as strong now as it was 22 years ago, and I thank you for that. And could we just give the chairman a round of applause? It's really important that our officers can be recognized in this way. We have our own recognition ceremony coming up in a few weeks as we move into Police Week. And that happens every year. Again, this is our 155th year. And I think, you know, very fitting. I was listening carefully, as I always do, to what the Director of Public Prosecutions says, because there's quite a few occasions we end up in the same place and speaking at the same microphone. And the theme for this year, for the Police Week and going forward into next year, is the relentless pursuit of excellence, a force for good. Corporal Smith and the finalists, the top 6 who are at this table, and all other awardees. It's great to be recognized, and you have an award, you got some cash, and you got a plaque or a trophy. But I see these awards also, although it is an individual award, it's an award for all of us, a wider force. And so as a force, we celebrate your success, and your success is our success, everyone's success. It's one force. And as you can see, we had a district constable as part of that. So I was just saying to the LASCO team at the table, we're an organization of about 15,500 people. So we have our police officers in the candy stripes, we have our DCs in the blue, and we have our civilian workers who are as critical a part of what we do as anyone else. And it is that team that works together that delivers policing to the country. And let me tell you, there's something else that the DPP says. When you're in these jobs, you know, sometimes it's thankless, but it's rewarding nonetheless. It's rewarding not because of accolades that may come in a newspaper or on TV. It's rewarding because the person who stops you in the street and says thank you. And I'm sure that's the experience of every police officer here. Somebody just walks up who doesn't have to. You're under no obligation to do anything, and there are no cameras rolling, and they say thank you. And that matters.
Please remember to subscribe, like, share, and click the notification bell.